This is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM, and we have Torrance Smith, uh, owner of Bird's Eye Views Productions, with us. And Torrance, you were just saying that you formed the Bird's Eye View Productions 5 years ago. So, what inspired you to form Bird's Eye View Productions?
Well, basically seeing a void here in Chicago with certain stories that needed to be told, and I just felt like, hey, I can help tell a story with my camera, with my editing, and hopefully it can inspire someone else to do what I'm doing
Mhm.
or do what the person's doing that I'm interviewing. So it goes hand in hand. And I didn't, if you asked me maybe 10 years ago that I'd be doing this, I wouldn't believe it.
So, what in your background prepared you for establishing Bird's Eye View Productions?
Well, funny story. I started off as wanting to be a rapper, but I kind of got started too late. But a lot of my raps were like stories. So I went from that and I wanted to do music production, and that kind of didn't go too well. But I learned how to edit, music. So when I turned into video production and editing video, it kind of went hand in hand. And I'm like, man, here I go, telling the story, and here I am editing. So it wasn't too hard of a learning curve, when it
Mhm.
comes to, video and editing for me.
Okay, so there's not that much of a difference.
No,
Between video editing and audio editing. Oh, nice.
not much.
Okay, so what inspired you to name your company Bird's Eye View Productions?
Well, my nickname in my neighborhood when I was growing up was T-Bird. So I just kind of wanted to just kind of follow that path. And plus, I feel like I have an eye for talent and an eye for, finding stories and stuff like that. So I was like, Bird's Eye View.
Mm.
So that's where it went.
Mm-hmm. And I did see your logo. Very nice logo.
Yes.
Okay, so does Bird's Eye View Productions collaborate with QFAC, the Chicago Urban Fine Arts Commonwealth? If yes, describe your collaboration.
Well, that particular entity, Chicago Urban Fine Arts, is created by Mark Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we worked in the past, and we still doing work right now. And Bird's Eye View, yes, I have a lot of friends that I do work for, and QFAC is one of them. Me and Mark, we talk almost every day about doing different stuff and how we can elevate, certain scenes in Chicago dealing with the fine arts. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I work real close with that organization.
Okay, so what are some of Bird's Eye View Productions' current projects?
Well, right now I'm working on a project with Jeff Dr. Groove Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we call it The Brighter Side of Darkness, and this documentary is gonna be about rape and molestation amongst men and women. So we're working on that project, and also I currently do my Indigo Ion Shies, maybe twice a week, and it's a video interview series,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to turn that right now into television, so it can be formatted for TV and kind of go a different path with it. And it's like so many projects I can't, just those are like the top ones.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel bad if I'm missing out on something. So
Do you do it all on your own, or do you have a staff?
what you see is what you get right now. I do have, let me take that back. I do have a staff. Mark Armstrong, he helps out. Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Watts,
Mm-hmm.
we call him Dr. Groove. He helps out a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, but pretty much I get phone calls from people, hey, I got a person to interview, got this person to interview, and the interview's been going over so well that the woman who owns Indigo Newspapers, she calls me, hey, I got a good interview for you. So the help comes a lot of ways, but as far as like at the top, I would have to say Jeff Watts and Mark Armstrong.
So Indigo Newspapers is does a video form of a video version of the paper version as well. So that, because you did say that you do videos and it appears on Indigo Newspapers. So I'm assuming that
It's web based.
web based.
So
Oh, it's a web based newspaper.
yes,
I see.
it's
So how could our listeners access that? Just to
Well,
take
you
a
can
look
go
at.
to indigo.com
Mm-hmm.
and you can see some videos there. You can go to the Indigo Mega Paper
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. You can go to YouTube. Harmeen Hartman, who actually owns the newspaper, she has a YouTube channel where it's over 100 videos that I did within a year
Mm-hmm.
on there. And I think that might be it for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what advice would you give to students interested in production, and how could they get started?
Well, it depends on where you want to go with it. If you want to edit, of course, you're going to need a computer. And if you want to
What
do
programs do you use on the computer?
Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, a lot of Red Giant stuff, and pretty much that's it. I have a Mac computer,
Mm-hmm.
so I know students like I didn't go to school for what I'm doing at all. So it's
You
it's
learn
a
on your
little
own?
yes
Good for you.
yes. So it's different for me to explain it,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to somebody that's younger and that went to high school and saw the passion when they was in their teens, where I discovered it later in life. And it's like my advice would be like, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn by anybody standing over my shoulder like, hey, do point the camera like this. It's something that I watch and something that I seen that I know that needed to be said and done in a certain kind of way. So I would just say, just do it. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you got to shoot everything. You got to
Mm-hmm.
go outside, shoot the trees. You got
But
to.
what about the programs? Was someone able to teach you?
No,
You learn on your
I
own. All the
learned on my
program.
own,
Okay.
and that
With
comes
tutorials.
from me doing
Yes.
music production. And when I went and started messing with Final Cut Pro and Adobe After Effects, when I started dealing with Adobe After Effects, that's a pretty hard program to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught on to it pretty fast. And the guy who sold me the camera, he told me, "Hey, look, you mess with Adobe After Effects, and people who start doing editing really don't take that too well." And I started learning about other programs, Maya, and different programs for animation, where I want to get off into next. But you just got to do it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. So I guess if you don't have a staff, then we're always at NEIU. We always try to pursue internships for our students. So as for now, I guess you're not going to be having any interns, but they could be volunteers
Oh
too.
no! I would love to take on
You would.
some interns
Nice.
because, like I said, I didn't go off into all the projects that I have coming up because sometimes I get stuff like tonight I might have to go somewhere, or later on this weekend. And sometimes students I know might not have like places to go film at or go shoot and projects to edit. So it's like, hey, I wouldn't mind bringing somebody on because they can learn the style that is not taught in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I film like from concerts to music videos to interviews,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm dealing with artists that have names,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes some don't have names. Like Thursday, I'll be at the House of Blues filming an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like intern can come with the camera
Mm-hmm.
and set up and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
I see. So how could they contact you if they want to? What kind of majors are you looking for? Usually just communications majors or?
What I do, you can be a communication major, journalist, because I do interviews with politicians.
I see.
And you can, like, being that I didn't, go to school for this, I don't even know the correct terms, for, saying a major. So communication major and videographers,
Mm-hmm.
you can contact me and I can put together something for us to do
Mm-hmm.
because I'm always, getting projects and people calling for me to do something. So
Okay.
you can contact me at tbirdman33 at yahoo.com.
Or
And
they could visit your Facebook page, right?
Yes,
And message you.
yeah, they can visit the Indigo Facebook page and see the work that I've done over the year and a half, really,
Mhm.
of me doing interviews. And I want to add, too, that some of the people that I interviewed them before they even went to TV, like the TV show The Jam.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I interviewed them like months in advance, and here it is later there on TV. And
So did they get on TV because of your interview and the fact that that interview got out there?
well, you have to say you don't know who's watching you,
I see.
because when it comes to social media, they're not calculating, this person watch you, that person watch you. It's a view. So Harmony Hartman, who owns Indigo, told me that big media always watches little media. So I'm not surprised if somebody from 257, Channel 11, what have you, might be watching me. They might not be clicking like or commenting, but they probably like, oh, wow, he got another person. They seem interesting. Let's bring them on. So,
Okay. So you could be categorized as an entrepreneur. So do you have any advice for entrepreneurs and our NEIU College of Business and Management business majors?
yes, it's a tough road. And I would say always have something to fall back on. And like right now, I'm a landlord. So I'm able to move around a little bit and do what I have to do. I have kids too. So, the person that I'm filming for, they have to know that, I got to get paid for this. So a person told me, and they produce shows for TV One, I believe, right now. And they told me sometimes you're going to have to do some free work in this industry. And I know that because I did free work in the past, to get my name out there more. So be on the lookout for that. And also, it's going to be tough, save your money, because you're going to want to put money into equipment to better your videos, to better your editing, so keep that in mind too. And just don't take no for an answer.
So if you had a chance to start over Bird's Eye View Productions, would you have done anything different?
It's funny you ask that. I ask people this question too. And now I'm getting asked it. That's crazy. Now I gotta think about it like how they think about it with me. If I would have started all over again, I would wow. I didn't know how tough it was when I get asked. That's funny. If I was starting all over again, I would be patient with projects, not rush them, and I would really sit down and try to figure out what exactly I wanted to do with my camera, because when I first started it, I was like all over the place. And what I want to do with my video production, do I just want to do basketball games because it was profitable, and do I want to just do music videos because what I'm doing now, it's a lane for it, and not too many people are doing it, and it's about being consistent. So it's not much I wouldn't do different, but just realizing what I want to do, be more specific, because some people pick up a camera and they just want to do movies, or they want to do music videos, or they just want to film wildlife. It's just all types of stuff that you can do with one camera. So that's what I would do differently, and I haven't been doing it for that long, so it's kind of hard to take a look back, because it's when you working consistently so much, it's like, man, I can't look back. It's always somebody calling, can you do this for me, can you do that for me, can I edit this, can you edit this, can you do that,
So in other words, you mean that you will just focus more clearly on a project and then work from a plan?
Yes. More focus on one project. And because as a videographer and an editor, you can overwhelm yourself if you're getting a lot of work, and sometimes people start calling, hey, what's going on with my video, and it's like, man, I'm getting to it, and somebody else wants you to do something, and they the money, it's almost like you're chasing the money. It's there, but you got to take on one project at a time,
of course,
so you can give out the best product that you can possibly give them.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Torrance Smith of Bird's Eye View Productions, for joining us at WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM with insight and advice to students about running and operating a video production company. Thank you.
You're welcome.